Next, we're going on the water.
Oh boy.
I think this music is really underrated. Everybody always jumps right to Spark Mantle or Storm Eagle, and then occasionally Boom or Kuwanger for, like, what's the best? But like, this one is got some real good music attached to it.
And good backgrounds.
Yeah.
Where did that turtle just...
I killed it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm using Storm Tornado right now, so the frame rate just... I'm using the force. Alright, so we're getting to the point now where I'm capable... Oh, and this isn't going to show up very well either. I'm using a Charged Rolling Shield right now, which isn't going to translate into our frame rate, to basically just bypass a lot of the minor enemies. That's going to come into play in another stage coming up. But it's really nice. Like, it's something that you kind of overlook without being aware of it going in. Because normally, if you hit something that it won't instantly kill, it'll do a tick of damage and then the shield goes away. So you're like, well, that's a gorgeous force field. But it's really good against projectiles, and it's really good against minor enemies. So if you know what areas you're going into with it, you can just, like, wreck house and just, like, run straight through. Like, that's an example of, like, what not to do with it. So...
those fish are the best, though.
The piranha pufferfish.
So is that blood?
Exactly. So, what I used before was Storm Tornado, which is a good way to fight these guys. What I'm doing here is avoiding the danger of getting sucked into the spikes. It looks like you're going to lose, but you never do. If you have enough heart tanks, you can just sit behind it. And don't spam Electric Spark, because that will run you through ammo too quickly. You'll be hitting him when it's got invincibility frames. So if you space it out enough, and you can kind of tell based on the sound, then you're pretty much guaranteed to win as long as you're at this point in the game, power-up-wise. And it's much safer than, like... Because even on a good day, for me, I can accidentally slip and fall into those spikes, and it really sucks to have to, like, go back just because of that. So I've just started doing that in my run-throughs to bypass it. It's quicker and it's safer.
I love that whale boat.
Yes. It has a good name, too. I'm relying on the book a little too much, but I don't care. These are all names that, like, once I read them...
And you just got your ass kicked.
Cruziller. Yeah, so I think I've already mentioned it a couple times, but I'm going so quickly through a lot of these stages compared to how I normally do it, just for, like, presentation's sake, that it's just like, I'm just gonna throw my body at you! Like, I don't give a fuck about damage. But yeah, so Storm Tornado is really, really effective on pretty much everything in this stage. Since you can't use Fire Wave 90% of the time you're underwater. That's why I got it, or I used it when I was up on the Cruziller, the whale boat. Because it will still power through most everything quicker than Storm Tornado will, as long as you're willing to get close and take the risk using it. But in this particular instance, you're better off just shooting wind at it, which is, you know, you're underwater, so how, but whatever.
It's just fast water.
It is. You're causing sea spouts, or whatever, whirlpools.
Sounds about right.
But yeah, it's another stage that you can power through pretty quickly. And this is also another stage that will unlock a stage change later on by beating it first. So when you beat this stage before going into Stinkamillion's stage, the forest will be slightly flooded, and you can access certain things differently based on the water physics. So, I'm trying to demonstrate here that his weakness weapon is supposed to be Rolling Shield, and you can use it really well. I've seen a couple people do it, and it's effectively quicker if you don't suck with it. I am not good at using Rolling Shield as an actual weapon. I just like using it to bypass stuff, so at some point pretty shortly, I am going to say fuck it and switch back to... yeah, there it is. Switch back to the Buster. In my personal opinion, it's way safer and way easier to just button mash through and kind of, like, damage his missiles. At this point, I've already taken a lot of damage, so I'm going to need to use a sub-tank. But more often than not when I'm fighting him, I can just, you know, do those charge shot timing bits and then just button mash through to, like, shoot all his missiles down before they get to me, or torpedoes, rather. But there's no shame in doing it a different way. Especially if you're doing it more focused than I was doing it.
You got this.
I do got this.
Squid.
It's an octopus.
Octopardo.
It's not a squid. There's a squid in the other ones.
I know. It's running his thing.
I know.
Fucking blast Octopardo.
You're right. It's stupid, but right here, which no one's going to see, the thing right in front of X kind of looks like a little pink ball on top of a slinky, always looked like the energy balancer part to me from the classic games, which is what you would like. You're already at full health, or full ammo, so the ammo will go to the next weapon that needs it. And I know that's not what it is. I know 100% that isn't what that background element is, but every time I see it, I'm like, oh, there we go!
Sounds useful, you should get it.
But X does that without it.
So you should get it, though.
No. So, Boomer Kuwanger's a beetle. There you go. There's your information for this thing.
Excellent. Alright, I'm out.
Alright, I don't know, I just think that's neat because a lot of people...
What the fuck's a Kuwanger?
Yeah.
What the fuck's a mandrill?
Oh, and I found out recently that you can just do this here, which is outstanding. I never use Electric Spark's charge shot for, like, anything, and then I found out that, hey, that goes just right through shields. But, okay, so this is what I was talking about, is the lasers that those hover security robot things shoot, those stop on it, all the minor enemies stop on it, so you can get through, like, that whole segment without any kind of trouble. And then as soon as you get past the turtles, you can just do it again for, like, pretty much the rest of the stage.
I saw you going for that guidebook to look up the turtle name.
I was... What is it? I think it's like a Tank or some shit. I know, it's not even remotely close. Tortuga. Mega Tortoise. So honestly, turtles.
So you can't see it, but he's also using the shield.
Yeah, so rolling shield is up right now. It prevents them from knocking you around. It's good to have it going into pretty much all of the areas of the stage. Again, purely just because it's like, you'll see it coming up. It's like, you don't have to worry about clearing the ladders off before you get to them. You don't have to worry about these stupid goddamn cannons that come out of the wall. And it doesn't look like it should kill those cannons in one shot, but it absolutely does, like right there. Which is just so...
It seems weird that, like, this is the one stage that rolling shield completely breaks.
I mean... It wouldn't surprise me if it came in a couple other stages that I just don't think to use it on, but that's whatever. So right here is something that I only more recently learned about. Like, I never did this as a kid. I always thought you had to come back here and use Boomerang Cutter to get this heart tank as I get pushed off by the propeller, which I also didn't know could happen. So I learned something in this playthrough. Be in front of that green platform, pro tip, but there you go. You can, like, jump off of it to get up there. And I learned that because of Miiverse, of all things. I saw a post where someone was standing up there. I was like, what the fuck, you can't hack the Wii U? Like, how did you do that? And immediately, I started thinking, like, well, there's a legitimate way to do it then. How do you do it? You can't dash. And then I remembered, like, oh my god, right, that charge shot that, like, you don't use for fucking anything. What? Could that be it? And so I did it a couple times, and, oh, alright, my childhood was a lie.
You just gotta channel your inner 90s surfer dude.
Basically. Also, I eat a lot of shit going up this tower in this run for whatever reason. Not whatever reason, it's the impatience. But,
is there a better weapon you could be using to bypass that?
To deal with the cannons, yeah. I mean, any number of things. You could use Storm Tornado's charge shot to plow up through them or whatever. I like using the Electric Spark to clear the wall things off because it attaches to the wall. But usually just the Buster will work fine. Usually, like, there's not a lot of tricks to dealing with the turn cannons. They're just whatever.
Well, I was about to say his after images were showing up pretty well for the capture, but...
They're kind of there. But yeah, so a lot of people are like, oh my god, he teleports, and he doesn't. He's just supposed to be wicked fast. In the manga that is goofy and, like, nobody reads.
Which one?
The original one, like the one where X has, like, really heavy anime eyes, and, like, everyone is crying all the time. The entire interior of the tower is Kuwanger's brain. So he's within his own mind or whatever, and so, like, because he's got such a huge processing power, he can, like, flash step everywhere, basically, because of his processing speed. So X is just like, I'll just shoot the wall! He just, like, lobotomizes him or whatever, and it's pretty great.
That's fucking awesome.
But, yeah. So, homing torpedo, like, that fight, I think is almost more unfair than, some of the others, just because you can stand on the wall and hit him with a homing attack the whole time.